Today, I would love to share a a breathwork practice that is a form of protection meditation. So, the reason why it is a protection meditation is because we're going to go deep into visualization around setting up a boundary or a sphere that is protective of your own energy, because we are such powerful, multi-dimensional beings, and our energy extends beyond our physical body. And there's so much happening in the world of psychoenergetics. Like, there's so much happening in the world that is unsaid, unheard, unseen. It's like you can't see love, you can't see hate unless it comes out in an action, right? But there's a frequency wave of energy that can be in our fields or attached to us, or that we're attached to, that can become a very intense energy vortex, right? And that might be where we start making choices or having serious emotions or whatever. But the energetic realms are very, very real of what's in our energetic field. So this breathwork practice of tuning into that, and but visually, right? So it's like using the imagination to check in with our own energetic boundary, and I'm going to share how I do it for me, because sometimes when I stop meditating and really tapping into that, it can get, I get my boundaries are down, and energy from others are able to hook me, in different ways, and then I don't even know what's going on, and I'm like, the world becomes overwhelming, and I can't feel my own energy anymore, right? I just feel pushed and pulled in all these different directions from what other people want, or their energy coming into my field and into my core. And not that people mean to do that. Some people do, but people can do it unconsciously too, and just being attached to what they want you to do. And that's okay sometimes too, but this is like changing my relationship with that energy, right? The energy's there. We live in a world with a lot of people, a lot of desire, a lot of attachment, a lot of things going on. So this is my intention here, and the intentions are big, right? So my intention is to enter relationships and energy and the unseen world in a healthy way. And that means I get to go into my core and put out a boundary, which is protective. And it's that boundary, I'll either, it energetically is a protective boundary that changes the relationship with that energy coming in at me. So rather than someone just coming into my core and I'm like, they hit the boundary first. And my boundary says, hello, I see you. and this is what, my core is not accessible, but I get to meet you at my boundary and work with you there. So the first thing I'm going to do is light some sage. Now, sage smoke medicine is like an energy that clears all good and all bad, right? So it brings things to a neutral space, and this can really, really help, especially if you are energetically, especially if your space has, if there's been fights, if there's been emotions, if there's been crying, or let's say in the multi-dimensional space of spirits and energy. Let's say there's, you know, stuff coming in your house, whatever. And anyways, so everything is more powerful with your intentions. So if you can light the sage, and you can see I just have this little tiny piece. I don't need a lot. I could light a whole bundle and smoke out the place, and I you know, that's fine. But for me, I'm feeling this is enough. If you have smoke alarms too, you can put like a small amount, and just bring it around your body. You could actually blow it in every corner of your room, every direction. I could go clear out my closet and spaces if I want to, but for this video, this feels enough. And I'm going to take a moment to feel that neutral energy of the space. So a lot of this work is tapping in and really paying attention to the energy out here and what that feels like. And it's also paying to the energy inside of you. Like, where are you holding your energy? Is it all in your head? Are you able to get into your heart? Can you feel your energy drop down your legs, into your toes, into the earth? And so, you know, I teach Reiki, I teach energy work, and a lot of that is learning how to do that, learning how to tap into your body wisdom, your inner resonance, where the energy is in your body, what it feels like. You know, those are the realms of subtle energy that become not so subtle when you tap into it, when you're able. But it does take you to turn into it and try and look at it and take the time to do it, right? Just like this whole protection energetic field. It's not like I'm you know, mentally saying I protect myself and that's it, that's all I do, right? No, I'm actually going in and taking the time to feel where the energy is in my body, where my boundaries are. Sometimes I feel like if someone's hooked into my energy field, it might come in as a stab in the back and my back might hurt, you know, or I'm imagining myself with wings. What do my wings look like? And that's symbolic for me of if I'm able to fly, if I'm able to feel in my power. So if I turn in and look, you know, information comes in for me, like in my imagination. If I try to put a sphere around myself, I might not be able to seal it up around my back. It might be hard to do in my imagination. My imagination is making it hard because something's there. It's not easy for me, unless it is, unless no one's trying to energetically hook me, and then all of a sudden it's easy to put up the sphere around me because something in me is let go of the struggle. So, but right now in this moment it's a little hard, and I wanted to really share this. So, all right, so going into it, you can pause this video, find a space that where you can go into a meditation. If you've got some sage, burn it. If you've got some lovely spray that smells good, you can spray that. And if you don't have anything like that, you can just energetically set the intention to neutralize energy in your space. Alright, I just want to show that I do a beautiful salt lamp right here. And that is like, for me, like an indoor fire where that shifts the energy in the space for me. And I have so much love for salt lamps. So that's part of my tools in my space to shift my energy and shift the energy of my space. All right. I also have this labradorite stone. And this is a really special stone for me. It's been with me in many ceremonies, like ayahuasca ceremonies and things like that. And for me, I have this feeling of grandmother. Grandmother to me is like an ancient archetypal energy that I have a deep relationship with. That is protective, and it's kind of like across the veil energy. It's like more, it's beyond this lifetime. It's more of the infinite, and I've met this grandmother, and she's embraced me before. So it's like this relationship with a energy across the veil that I can call in for protection in a way, you know. And I'm not trying to do this all by myself in this giant world, or just expansive world of that goes far beyond what we can see. And I'm just gonna plug in real quick. The electromagnetic spectrum is big, and everything we can see is this tiny little sliver on the electromagnetic spectrum. So there's a lot going on in the world of energy and the universe that we can't see with our eyes. And just because we can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. And if we go mental about it, the thinking mind can really confuse what energy is. It can perceive it. For example, if someone is in fear and they take mushrooms and they haven't faced their fear yet, their fear might have an imaginary face on it, or have a vibrational image and come at them, right? So that doesn't happen a lot unless someone hasn't faced their fears. If their relationship with fear is to let it scare you, then that might be what unfolds. But if you face your fears and you don't take everything so literal, if you can see those demons or darkness as a form of energy that you can face and protect yourself and learn how to protect yourself, it's not as scary, right? So, all right, so here we go. So in the breathwork practice, it's really important to breathe with your diaphragm. So breathing in, you can breathe in through your nose, and your belly is going to expand first. So you want to shoot the air all the way down to your lower belly. If your chest is rising first, that means you're in fight or flight mode. So the whole goal is to bring oneself, your whole parasympathetic nervous system, to feel safe. And that means, breathing with your diaphragm. So breathe in. You can put one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest, and breathe in with your belly expanding first, and then your chest at the end of the breath. So if you think about it, it makes sense that a full breath would be your belly first, your breath, and then you go all the way up to the top of your head. And you can use your imagination to expand your breath into your head. So that is the full breath. Let's do a full breath now. And you'll get better and better and better at it, and your state of being will kind of reflect your ability to be able to do that. And then on the out breath, you're going to kind of slow it down rather than, you can do this, and that goes all the air out fast. Or you can breathe out kind of slow it down. So you could do like an in count of 4 and an out breath of 8. Now, if you're a singer or you play an instrument or anything like that, it helps to breathe in really fast and breathe out slow. Whether you're singing, whether you're playing a flute, whether, whatever you're doing, a didgeridoo. So this breathwork can help with that too. But this is the breathwork we're going to focus on while we go into this meditation. So as I'm talking, please keep focused on that breath that I just shared. And also do what your body wants you to do. So if your body wants you to yawn, yawn, and then come back into it, and be so gentle with yourself and how your body is and what your body needs and wants. All right, so you can start by closing your eyes, breathing, and checking in with the energy around you. Now, in order to do this, you might have to turn off your mental mind thinker. So imagine your brain is a computer, and all the thoughts running through your brain is software. It's like the software running in the computer. And set the intention, to the best of your ability, it's okay, to turn off that computer. You might have to close down a lot of programs first. So look at your brain as like, Windows Explorer, and all these files might be open. All these windows might be open on the browser. So close them down one by one. Close. Do it with your breath. Now at this point, after you're closing all these windows, turn off the computer, press the power button, let your brain slow down and drop your energy down into your body, into your arms, your hands, your heart and organs. Keep going down your legs to your feet. Just all you're doing is tapping into the awareness of the energy of your body. Now with your breath, see if you can expand that awareness into a sphere, your field, around about 3 feet around you. And then you can keep going and tap into the energy of the space as well. The entire room you're in, wherever you are. Now here you're just noticing. And part of the power of checking in with your own energy is to ask questions. And to remember that you can ask questions. So it's important the way you ask questions, what you ask. So if I feel something, let's say I feel something kind of lodged into my back, and I don't know what it is. I don't know who it is. I don't know what it is. I can just feel this energy lodged into somewhere in my body, even physically, right? So I'm going to check in with myself to see if I can pull it out. Or it might feel like an energy cord. Energy cords to me can feel like it's so attached to my body that if I were to cut it out, it's like cutting out my own body parts. So this is where we get really creative with imagination. Sometimes if you feel like you have knives or wounds, you can pull knives out, right? So again, using your imagination. It can be powerful to have some quick form of protection in this space. Like for example, I have like this power animal with waves of blue coming out around it that I can just imagine and go boom. For me today, a jaguar came in to where I'm like, okay, there's a jaguar next to me, and this jaguar is gonna like scare the shit out of anybody or energy that tries to come into my field. It's gonna help protect me. So I'm using my imagination to protect myself as I pull out these stabbing wounds or cords, unhealthy cords, energy that's connected to me, that's attached to me. I can also use fire, and I can have a purifying fire that burns within me too. So if something's so connected to me that it's like I can't take it out without hurting myself, if that's in my imagination, I'm going to burn it with purifying fire. And that can go all the way inside of me and through me. And it won't burn my pure self. It'll burn everything that's not my pure self. So setting your intentions with that fire can really help. So this is where we take the time to really tap in energetically to the whole field around us and do that. Use your imagination. And always your breath too. So if you want to work with that for a while, you can pause this video here because I'm going to keep going to next steps. So at this point, what I do is I'm going to imagine a flame of golden light in my own heart. And that flame has like an aura, a sphere, a glow around it. And I'm going to push that sphere or allow it to expand all the way around my field and my body. Now, where I had that lodge in my back, I actually was imagining earlier like this. My skin turned blue and it was a little scaly, and it was like the skin that was healing again. As I pulled that out, I needed to see my own skin healing. And then I imagined wings, and I'm checking in with that to see if I feel my own ability to fly and my power. I'm feeling what it feels like to put out wings and if that feels safe. And if it doesn't feel safe, I want to work with that. And if it does feel safe, great, put out those wings. Maybe I'll make them into sharp razor blades that spin around and cut anything off around my whole body. It can move. That's the great part of the imagination, is that I can move it around, and that can be a form of protection. So back to that flame in the heart, I'm expanding that sphere all the way around me. And this is another part to notice. Where is it easy to expand, and where is it very, very difficult? Like my imagination won't let me do it. So this can be another time where you want to pause and really go into breath work and keep working with your ways of protection, asking questions, and imagining that golden light all the way around you with the ability to seal it up with your breath all the way. So until you can do that, you might be sitting there for 15, 20 minutes trying to do it, right? And that's why it takes more than just a moment of, I protect myself. If you don't have that muscle built up, you might have to spend some time doing this. And part of that time is going into yourself and healing the part of you that might allow those hooks to come in. So it's more than just a mental process. It's a process of energy, feeling the energy within you that allows any kind of toxic dance or unhealed traumas, wounds, to open you to a vulnerable space of being harmed. It's learning how to energetically approach that and to heal it through visualization and intention. So, and imagination and visualization. Yeah, I don't know if I said that twice, but if I did, visualization. So when this energetic field of golden light is all the way around you, you can start to allow your own heart to radiate in all directions within that sphere, and it becomes safe to feel yourself. It becomes safe to take up the space around you and within you of your own energy without anybody else coming in. You've really got to, if your energy is out in the world attached to someone else, you got to stop that and pull it back in and let that shit go. Let it go. Pull all your energy in from any situation, any people. Detach, from all of the stories out there. This can also take some time and breath work. You might be breathing like, as you birth yourself into the here and now. So let go of any energy that you might be attached to. It could be your business, it could be people, it could be ideas, desires. Oh my God, desires. Let go. And go from the inside out. So you go into your own heart, your own soul, the divine mind, and let that expand out into this golden sphere. And allow that protective energy. For me, it was this grandmother and jaguar energy. Whatever I want to imagine. I can imagine a bear. I can imagine golden spikes. I can imagine sharp energy around me that's like, say a really loud no to any other energy coming in. It's no, this is my space. And I'm claiming it. And I'm taking the time to feel that. That's the important part, is taking time to feel it. And I just took a big breath in my chest, so that shows. I've got a lot of work to do to drop my energy into my diaphragm and expand that sphere outside of me. Within me first, and then outside into this realm. So I can also move my body, and where I have chronic pain, where it hurts, where I'm sore, where I'm stiff, I want to be really gentle and really bring my focus to those areas. You can actually melt stiff parts of your body and pain with your breath by going into that pain. And someone once told me it's like melting butter. You melt the butter with your breath, but the butter is maybe a part that is in pain or that hurts. But you can actually do it while it's hurting, and it's really powerful, because when I do this, I end up relaxing into the pain, and I change my relationship with pain. Can be a form of surrender into the here and now as it is. But after I do this practice, I feel much more myself. I feel protected, like I'm protecting myself, and I feel like I've called in my spirit family, and they're protecting me too. I feel like I am confident in my awareness as I take the time to tap into it. I can feel the whole energy of my room shift along with me. My experience changes. I don't have any anger or bitterness at the energy that's coming in to hook me, because it's not that would be an energy leak. That would be me bringing in fear and anger towards something outside of me. But the whole point is to get to the point of not allowing the hooks in the first place. So it becomes less about what other people are doing and more about your own ability to protect yourself and not entertain any sort of toxic dance energetically in the psychoenergetics. One more tip. You can run energy if there's any leftover residue of any energy you'd like to release. It could be fear, it could be emotion, it could be undescribable. You can actually imagine, again, use your imagination and visualization to allow, and the art of allowing, to allow that energy to run down, all the way down your legs, down your feet, into the earth. So you give it to the earth. And again, using your imagination to allow that to happen. Sometimes you can get visuals, and when you do, it's just about noticing what you see, and you can journal it, your process. Don't get too stuck in the mind of thinking about it, but just, oh, that looks like fertilizer the mud coming out of my feet, and I'm releasing it. I'm allowing myself to let that shit go. And I'm putting this protective boundary around myself that feels so good, just to feel my own heart and me and safe in my space. So I hope this helps. Much love. Mwah. If you want to follow my work and take courses, check out wildandsacredportal.com. Have a beautiful day.